Hey everybody, it's Dino, and you're listening to Horizontal Pinstripes. Joining me on this 4th of July edition, and yes, still the suicide prevention episode, is Boy Mitch.
Yo.
And Jake the Snake.
Hey.
Hey, it's been one of the worst weeks that I can recall since when I started watching. Pearl Harbor. That hurts my heart.
It's been tough, man.
It's been tough.
This team's really bad.
I understand everybody is anxious. I mean, I get it. I do. But I want to address the suicide issues that are driving our fans to hold fireworks in their hands when it goes off. I want to address those issues and maybe save a life.
I like that.
A Yankee fan's life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to kick this off and just go around the table and tell me, you're every fan, what is the one contentious point that you have with this team right now? I'm going to talk about Duvall. I think Duvall is a microcosm of what this team has become. Epic failure. But yet, you look on paper and you see a guy who should be successful. Jake?
Yeah, look, the Yankees, I think they see a lot in Camilo Duvall. There's a reason why they've run him out there consistently and still hold on to him to this day. He throws really hard, as everyone knows. But one thing that everyone might not know is if you look at some of the expected and underlying numbers that the Yankees use heavily with the organization, it says that he is expected to pitch around a 2.91 ERA, opponent batting average of a 2.21 ERA. His fastball velo averages around 98, and we know he can touch 102. So there's some nice, really great underlying numbers.
But there was a number that you touched on.
Oh, yeah. His hard hit, though.
That's the one.
On a scale of 0 up to 100, 100 being amazing, is what you want, his hard hit percentage is at a 7. 7.
I'm 65 freaking years old. I could have a 7.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying.
Blindfolded.
No, I would need to know where I'm throwing the ball because my eyes are going, and trust me, I need to see.
Okay.
The two catching gloves, and then aim for the one that's slightly more HD.
Well, evidently Duvall doesn't know where the ball is going. You could probably hit the plate before he could.
Well, I know I could, but here's the problem that Duvall is having, and it's an ongoing thing. How much more of a sample size do we need to say, hey, look, the guy can't do this in New York. He couldn't do it in San Fran. It was back and forth, up and down. He had the closer role. He lost the closer role. Now he comes to New York. It's a celebrated move. I was on board with it. Yep. He had Bird, he had Duvall, and he had Bednar. Cashman did a great job, we all thought. Mm-hmm. What we didn't understand is, and maybe the Giants did, is Duvall is a little tainted. Mm-hmm. He's got a bag of rocks for a head. He's got a lightning bolt for an arm. But here's the problem, and I've said this time and time again. Mitch, you've talked about it. When you played ball, you were coached certain ways. It wasn't that way. How much more of a sample size do we need to know that he cannot pitch in New York because he's fighting himself every single pitch? Every single pitch, he is fighting himself because of his mechanics. Mechanically, this guy is a freaking train wreck. I watched him throw 5 pitches in the blow-up loss recently, the last one, and every pitch, his front foot was in a different location. Mm-hmm. He's so exaggeratedly closed off that, Mitch, correct me if I'm wrong, but you and I, when we were coming up as pitchers, my nose had to be to the catcher. His chest had to be to the catcher, okay? Duvall falls hard to the left. His arm lags behind. And if by chance his front foot strikes the right spot, he may throw a strike. You cannot build a winning formula off of those mechanics. What this is a Cashman ego move.
Yes.
He cannot admit that he made a mistake. So rather than send Duvall down, he sends down one of our young rookies to Scranton.
Yep.
I would either send him down to Scranton and say, figure this shit out.
More scoreless innings too when he came up recently.
The rookie.
Yep, that throws hard as well.
Throws hard.
Throws hard.
Give the kid a chance. And no, Cashman is I don't know, too stubborn?
I think they let the analytics get in their way. Stubbornness, 100%. I think the analytics get in their way is too much as well. I love the underlying numbers. They can help you crack a lot of cases and things, such as us a couple weeks back with Aaron Judge, how we pointed out.
But how much is too much?
That's my point. And as you mentioned too, at some point, these numbers are kind of useless because he's got enough innings logged with the Yankees and Giants to where, the underlying numbers are great and all, but this is what he's doing.
Right.
This is the reality of the situation.
He's the perfect example of expectation versus reality, and it just goes into your point, how much is too much? You have the two Cruz boys with Ivani Cruz and Fernando Cruz that are dominant. Every time I see these guys come out of the bullpen, I'm confident. When Duvall comes out, I want to turn the TV off.
And one of them got sent down to Scranton.
It's crazy.
He gets called up and throws 4 scoreless innings.
Because of my reason of suicide watch, which is Cashman's ego is getting in the way of this team's efforts to win a pennant.
Josh Donaldson, it took way too long to DFA Josh Donaldson. The writing was on all of that.
That's a good point.
Way too long to DFA DJ LeMahieu.
Joey Gallo.
Way too long to get rid of him, too. He was an absolute cesspool to the team. And when things didn't go his way with Joey Gallo, he tried to bring the team down with him. Just like his quotes with the media is very negative and, I'm not playing bad. It's not my fault. It's this. Anyway.
Okay, so we've lifted the hood on something here that I think really needs to be examined a little bit more. And that being, Cashman is a decent architect. He is not afraid to trade and wheel and deal. And he is, I'll say this, he's got a talent for finding diamonds in the rough. He's got a talent for pulling guys off the scrap heap and breathing life into him. Goldie was on the back end of his career, and he's doing really well now. Do I give Cashman credit for that? Not necessarily, because I think Goldie is a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. And the reason you're a Hall of Famer is because of your ability to be ready to play every day. Adjust. And the problem that I see with Duvall is he's not going to adjust. This is what you've got. And now you've got Cashman going, well, I don't think I made a mistake. His metrics are such and such. I think we should continue to roll him out in high leverage situations and let Chicago burn because, frankly, I think at some point we're going to find some success with Camilo Duvall.
And that's what frustrates me. My last thing I'll say with Duvall, what frustrates me the most is they continuously roll them out, right? Because they were like, well, at some point, these underlying metrics are going to prevail. The analytics will prevail. I get it. I love the analytics to an extent. This is what you have. But my point is, you don't roll him out as he sucked all this year, pitching to a near 5 ERA. In high leverage spots, you don't want to bring him in with runners on already.
Give him a clean inning.
Yes. You don't bring him in the 8th inning when we're down by 1, we're up by 2. But we're doing that with regularity, and I don't get it.
And I even though he may not be poisoning the team, but I can tell you there's a psychological component when he comes out.
Yeah.
That I guarantee you is impacting the team in some way, and it's gonna. Even if he doesn't throw a pitch, he's standing on the mound waiting to throw his first pitch, and you've got players in the field going, okay, he could be a can of gas. I've got to make every play. So there's a tension level there, and now the ball comes to you and you screw it up. Now I'm not trying to build excuses because I know, Mitch, you're talking about defense later, and that's your issue, and it's kind of frankly mine too. But I think it's time to move on from Duvall. We either DFA him or send him down to Scranton, but this guy cannot, if the Yankees want anything to do with October baseball, Duvall cannot be part of the recipe. Jake, did you finally come up with your little component to why Yankee fans the world over are jumping off bridges and rooftops?
What frustrates me is, yes, there's a lot of injuries on this team. So playing, it's expected to be not as it was early this year when things were rolling. We were all happy and in heaven in Yankee land. I get it. But to an extent, there's one player in specific that rings out to me. That is Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe has not been this year in his sample size horrendous to his credit. He's been fine. He's batting around 250, give or take. He's not bad. His defense is okay. He's not as bad as last year either. But it's not good enough on either side of the ball to where we need to displace our 9 wins of above replacement defensive shortstop and Jose Caballero, one of the best defensive shortstops in the sport this year, into the outfield, who's not an outfielder. We're moving Caballero out of his position, who's the better defensive shortstop on the team, so Volpe can play every day at shortstop. Caballero is not an outfielder. He never played the outfield. He's played less than 20 games in the outfield in his career. But the Yankees think he's an outfielder because one guy is the puzzle piece that displaces everything. That really frustrates me, and I think it stems more from Volpe at shortstop and Caballero. When Caballero moves to the outfield, others get displaced. We got other infielders in bad spots. Volpe frustrates me in the handling of Volpe, and I think another thing too is just culture in this window, as I touched on the beginning of this. Injuries are going to be part of the reason why this team is going to play subpar. But you cannot let these injuries drag you down and lead to, as Mitch is going to get into, bad defense, poor defensive alignment, as I've touched on. It's unacceptable. You can't have quotes of the judge saying that guys are out of focus. I'm going to have to talk to a couple guys after this to rein them back in. I think there's a culture issue too of everything's kumbaya, everything's okay, guys are out of position, it's all right, we'll play fine, and our excuse is that we have injuries. No, this team is not what it could be right now because of injuries, but this team is not this bad because of the injuries. They're letting it be bad because we're playing sloppy baseball, bad defense like you're going to get to, Mitch, and just bad decision making in this window.
Well, I got to add something here. I get all that. And I get that Volpe is a disruptor, and his presence in the lineup is causing, I guess, what you could say, a seismic shift. The tectonic plates
Domino effect
are moving, and it's putting guys into tough positions where they can't find success necessarily, bankable success. That's a problem. Again, as we touched on Duvall and his fighting his mechanics with every pitch, why would you add a situation or an ingredient into an existing lineup that's been humming along?
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, we were not a bad team in April and May.
Solid, fundamentally.
And then all of a sudden, we can't. We're like the bad news bears out there, and I can only think that it is a Volpe thing. Well, is that also an ego thing?
Yep.
By Cashman. Well, he's our shortstop. That goes to my thing of saying a couple weeks ago, there was never a shortstop controversy. Volpe was always the shortstop. Never mind that Caballero had defensive metrics off the charts and was considered one of the top shortstops in the league, not just the American League, in the league. Volpe's our guy. Come hell or high water, sink or swim, he's our man. Why is that, guys? Why?
Cashman just doesn't want to be wrong. He doesn't. Like you said, he doesn't want to be wrong. This is his guy. He's going to give him, his Lunchables and Capri Sun after the game, no matter what he does. Look, ever since Volpe came back, we had 24 unearned runs in the past 2 weeks. When he was...
Wait. 24 unearned runs in the last 2 weeks.
24 unearned runs in the last 2 weeks. We only had 22 when he was in Scranton. What does that tell you about this team? Because every time, like you said, we're looking at the freaking bad news bears, and it's not only Volpe, but Wells.
Well, Wells is a whole different story. Mm-hmm. And if I can just touch on Wells, thank you for that. Because first, let me give you the positive of Wells. He's very fashionable behind home plate. I love his chest protector.
Catches your eye.
It does. I mean,
Snazzy.
it's snazzy. It's a snazzy little chest protector.
I think he's probably a cool guy in the clubhouse, too.
I think he's probably a great guy in the clubhouse. I think he's very popular in the clubhouse. But when you're hitting $150,
that's so popular,
and then you decide you're going to challenge a strike call and you're wrong, I'm sorry. You need to hand your bat to the umpire, and you need to get an Uber out of the stadium and never come back.
He doesn't have a hit in the last 7 games.
Well, that's because he's too busy challenging pitches, and he's wrong. That alone should be a microcosm of, hey, you know what? I'm challenging a pitch. Ooh, I was wrong. Maybe my approach is wrong. maybe I shouldn't come up and take strike one. Maybe I couldn't. Then maybe swing over or take strike two, and then I'm going to take strike three, but I'm going to challenge it and I'll go sit down.
What position on the field, of all the positions, what player should know the strike zone the best, especially with the challenges?
100% the catcher. In fact, that's why you don't see pitchers very often making those calls, making those challenge calls. I've seen a few, but 9 times out of 10, it's the catcher.
Even look at Austin Wells.
And I look at Wells. He's got the worst approach I've ever seen, and everybody says, well, he's great defensively. I saw him almost take out Goldie, who, if he took out Goldie, now we have a bigger problem. And as you said, Mitch, you saw the game. I did not. I just saw the highlights. Cole had a reaction.
He lost his shit. He sat there next to them and kind of crouched down and just looked in dismay. And then once he finally finished the inning, he walked into the dugout, and I guarantee you he was cussing out Aaron Boone. He was pissed.
Yeah. And I saw a still of Wells, and it looked like he saw a ghost. And he was right there when those three were having their little get-together. I don't know if Wells was actually a part of it. I know Cole was talking to Boone, as you said, but I don't get the whole Wells situation anymore. Yeah. I don't. I think we need to really quickly move on. I'm sure we are going to move on. I just hope it's not Hunter Goodwin. Yep. I hope it's Jeffers. Yep. I hope we find somebody who has a little bit of slug and can play this game. I think you're right. I think Wells is a good guy. Mm-hmm. I wanted him to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like Duvall, there's something going on in their head that they just can't unlock it. And the Yankees just seem unwilling to admit they've been wrong. They're wrong on Duvall. I think they're wrong on Wells, and they're wrong on Volpe.
And I think their stubbornness, last thing we'll say, and we'll get to Mitch's key takeaway point here, is that I think their stubbornness, like you mentioned, Dino, is that stubbornness has led to the further decline of Austin Wells and even Volpe. Austin Wells is now to the point where he's a head case. He's mentally gone. And how are you not when you're playing this bad, and no matter what you do, it's just not going your way for yourself or the team? They've let it snowball to the point of no going back for him mentally.
Well, I understand that. But if I look back over my years of being a baseball fan, there were a lot of catchers who were defensive specialists, but they couldn't hit.
Yeah.
And there was a place for these guys. When the lineup is healthy, when the lineup is long, you can absorb a guy who's hitting $150 if he's just a stalwart behind the plate. First of all, our lineup consists now of maybe 3 guys. Defensively, I just said, I don't think Wells is all that. I think he's kind of losing it now. I think it's bubbling over the cauldron and affecting his defense now.
He's a solid pitch framer and blocker, and that's really about it. He's solid at that, but it's like meh.
No.
Well, you mentioned having a catcher that didn't really have a bat, but his defense backed up why he was on the team in the first place. And I think about Jose Molina. He wasn't a strong hitter out of the 3 Molina brothers, but he was electric behind the plate. Nothing got past him. He would be picking off runners.
Wells doesn't do that.
There's a refrigerator.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're right, and he is one of I could probably name 20 off the top of my head.
Oh, sure.
Right now, who were like that, fit that category. Wells, I don't even think fits that category.
He doesn't fit any category.
He doesn't. Well, he fits the owning a burrito truck and driving around to businesses and around lunchtime.
Yeah, like the guys at the shipyard that come with the food truck.
Exactly. It's time, and I just want to send a plea to Brian Cashman. It's not about your ego; it's about the team. Mm-hmm. Your ego has to come in second behind the team. And you're not going to win a championship massaging your ego. So get over yourself, fix this team, and do so in a manner that it instills confidence from the fan base. Because right now the fan base is fleeing. And I understand. we're the guys that every time there's a problem, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. I am not a sky is falling guy. I'm not. And neither are you. Mitch, not so much either.
A little more than
we
us.
try to be a little bit more settle down, pump the brakes, but I don't see that this time. I see Cashman's ego destroying this team, and I think it's a problem.
Absolutely.
There are struggles all around the board that cannot be ignored. We already focused on the defense. The lineup continues to be absolute garbage. We're looking at 16 straight games without this team scoring more than 5 runs. The last time they did that was 1991. And in 1991, they sucked. They were not the Bronx Bombers back then. They're not going up there and doing the things they need to do. And it's like what we talked about.
Let me ask you a question. What are the things they need to do, Mitch?
More small ball. More contact. More staying within yourself. They're 24th in team batting average right now. They're in second place for the American League East. And they are 24th in team batting average. That's acceptable.
Yeah.
So,
in a quote-unquote win-now window World Series or bust organization.
when you've got a team that has been compromised by injury and ineffectiveness, can you even play small ball? That's what I want to ask you.
I see situations watching these games. They're looking at a 235 batting average as a team, 24th. I see situations where they should be helping themselves instead of going back to what you said many, many times with the Judge quote. Why is everybody trying to lift the ball, hit home runs? Like, stay within yourself and play your game. We have plenty of options as far as, and this goes into the defense as well, where we need to keep guys in their element and just play their game. Bottom line, just play your game.
On both sides of the ball.
Both sides of the ball.
So if Bellinger is out in the outfield and he's making great plays and hitting the throws and doing what he has to do, when he comes up to bat, Bellinger needs to rake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he did that yesterday.
He did.
He drove a ball over the guy's head. It was if he had just a little bit more backspin, the ball would have been out of here.
Yeah, it was a missile.
It was a great shot. Okay, he's not been all that effective of late.
Of late,
but
no.
he's staying within himself, and he's fighting. I'm sure he's fighting that desire to hit a 6-run home run every time he comes up to bat.
He's finding ways to be productive, even if he's slumping.
Exactly.
He's a veteran, and
Jazz Chisholm, who I've come to hate. I gotta be honest.
I've reached the end of the road with him.
I really don't.
I don't think
Jazz.
he's going to turn around this season.
Jazz is a clown.
It's the cartoon character, as he said.
He's a clown. He dropped a bunt yesterday at a crucial time, and I thought, my gosh, that is great. Mitch said he stole 2 bases after getting on a little chop, rolling bunt. Stole second, stole third. That's and if I'm wrong, correct me. But is that the kind of play that you want to see from the guys on this team? Now,
yes, absolutely. That is electric.
Look at your skill set and determine how you can affect every game you're playing by applying something from your skill set. Volpe, hit a line drive the opposite way. Volpe, steal a base. Volpe, play decent defense. Caballero, steal a base. Don't be careless. Steal a base. Hit the ball the other way.
Disrupt the pitcher.
Disrupt the pitcher. I love that.
Yes.
Because it takes the pitcher out of his routine.
Exactly, and it's all about consistency. So when you knock him out of that mindset and you're screwing around over there, which Jazz did in that one game where he stole 2 bases, it completely disrupts the pitcher. And then what happened? He throws a ball in the dirt. The Yankees tie the game.
Oh, by the way, when you get a runner in second, too, the Yankees, to their credit, are very good at this. I think that might have been the game where Jazz, they'll literally stick their arm out. He'll stick his right arm out like he's making the letter T and waving to the batter at the plate. Here's however they signal, off-speed pitch, however they do it. Here's the pitch coming. Now you know it's the Astros style BP in the game.
Yeah.
You can pick up and know what the grip is on the pitcher if they're not hiding the ball. And the Yankees do a good job.
I got to tell you, if I'm pitching and I see a
hitting the batter,
I'm drilling him right in the ear flap.
But that's what Jazz, when he gets on base and he's not going Mr. 50-50, they can get people on. They can do things like that and
even if he's not doing it, to really signal to the hitter, because I know a lot of hitters that would say, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But he's doing something. He's doing his Jazz clown routine out there.
Thinking.
And it gets the other team going, what the hell's he doing? Now they're not focused on making the defensive play. And there's a potential of a ball in the dirt. And here we have Mitch watching a guy, cheering a guy come home. Mm-hmm. So I think we have hit on a lot of stuff. You know, you got Duvall, who needs to lead the team. You got Wells, who needs to lead the team. You got Cashman, who needs to check his ego at the door and put on his big boy pants and say, let me help build championships. Oh, he can. He absolutely can. And then we've got lineup issues. We've got Volpe the disruptor, and then we've got defensive issues up and down, and guys not playing to their capability because they're trying to do stuff that falls outside of their skill set. So I understand why fans are losing their collective minds. But at the same time, Horizontal Pinstripes is trying to breathe in a little bit of senility into this situation and say, okay, it's not
the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. It isn't. But how big is our window before we need to get this turned around? I mean, how many more games can we stomach coming up on the Tampa Bay Rays?
Yeah, I think what does it for me is like throughout the season, no matter the team or injuries, every team's going to hit that window where it's just like, what the hell am I watching on TV? They hit that stretch, and it just happens when you play.
Jake, I've watched more Hallmark Channel during Yankee games than I have ever in 5 years.
Yeah,
I have left my laptop open with the games on here recently and just
to go look at porn.
Well, yeah, to go look at porn, and I will mute the freaking audio because I know it's just going to be a disaster. The team is going to be crap, and then I turn around and sure enough, they're losing 10-2.
And every team hits that stretch throughout the season, but
and I get it. And for a while earlier this month, I thought, okay, maybe this won't be a June swoon.
Yeah,
it's a June swoon. We've lost 8 of the last 9,
and we think that beyond just every team hits this stretch and window throughout the year, that we think here at Horizontal Pinstripes, the Yankees are exacerbating that window more than it should be.
Wait, did you just say masturbating?
No, exacerbating.
Oh my God.
Very close. They're making this window probably longer than it has to be, no matter when it ends.
Don't worry, he's a doctor.
Yeah, whenever this window ends, it's going to be longer than it has to be, and it's worse than it currently has to be because of some of the topics we have touched on, whether it's the defensive alignment, lack of focus, per Aaron Judge recently at the media, Cashman's ego and stubbornness to make decisions when it's well too late.
Well, I think this is a good reason why we need people watching, listening, and clicking and loving Horizontal Pinstripes. There's a reason why we do this, and it's not for the money. It's for the women. Let's be honest.
Yeah, who needs the money?
We have carloads of people, fans. Just I can't go anywhere. I went to Walmart and I was being chased.
Oh, in the produce section, right?
In the produce section,
yeah. I mean, the other day.
Were they on scooters?
Just looking for like the best apple in there. And then I turn around and I'm like, holy, what's going on?
No, I was chased by a pot of scooters.
Really?
I did see you. There was a lady in a walker trying to get you.
She was trying to get to me. So we're obviously the geriatric crowd is really focused in on Horizontal Pinstripes. But Jake, you're 22, 23, 24 years old. I don't know how the hell.
23.
23 years old. You need to bring the babes, the young, hot women.
Not the scooter ones.
Not the scooter. I got the scooter ones covered, man. but I honestly, like, You're absolutely right in what you're saying about the window doesn't need to be as long as it has been because Cashman has the tools to turn this around if he will check his ego at the door.
He has the tools and he has the know-how. He's a smart motherfucker. I mean, obviously he is, but he's getting in his own way.
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it. So Jake, take us out.
Yeah, so guys, I hope you are still listening and haven't jumped off any ledges. This is one of our, and he seems to be a series of suicide prevention episodes with the New York Yankees.
Yeah. So we're on suicide watch. Who's your click to pick, Ruth?
Click to pick. Oh God. You know what? I'm gonna hope. Cody Buck. Ben Rice has hit a couple home runs recently. I'm hoping that he starts to turn it over and get back to the Ben Rice we know and love.
Okay, Mitch,
get out of that slump.
Fernando Cruz. I love him. Every time he comes in, I have confidence in his ability. Fernando Cruz.
Good pick.
Okay, I'm going with Ashley. She's the group ticket sales manager at the Yankees.
Wow.
She was on the cusp of greatness a couple of weeks ago.
What happened?
They had a bus of Boy Scouts coming in, and she was able to noodle and put enough kids in seats for a blowout.
She put them in the wrong section.
No, they were in the right section, but they were in the section that Duvall gave up a home run and the kids caught the ball. So, but I think she's got a real chance to be a superstar this week. So, congrats to you and good luck. Jake, take us out.
Yeah, so the Yankees they wrap up the Minnesota series, and we have the Rays after.
Wait, Sal the beer guy.
He's been crushing.
Has been crushing. He's moving product
up and down each aisle.
We have nothing to cheer for because the lineup sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you did bring up Rice. I'll even throw in Bellinger, but you know what? It's not just the Yankees, the players that make this machine roll. It's the ticket sales. It's the beer vendors. It's everybody.
Yeah.
So you know what? We need bobbleheads for those people too.
Yeah.
All right.
Sal's out there busting his ass. He's no stairs. He doesn't fear any set of stairs. The stairs fear him.
They do.
He carries that thing of beer up and down with him.
Beer.
He crushes it. So what we need are the Yankees to crush it like Sal does.
Jesus!
Sal and
yes, we need Jesus.
So with the power of Jesus, can the Yankees not play lazy and unfocused baseball for a 4-game set against the Rays coming up? And then a Dino edition in DC, the Nationals.
Yes.
So, and then we have the Home Run Derby and All-Star break. So, the Yankees have a little stretch here where they can maybe turn things around and create some good momentum going into that short little break. We will see. Time will tell. As always, folks, don't forget to like and subscribe. Throw a comment in the comment section. Let us know what we're doing, what you like. Any ideas for topics, just let us know. And until next time.
Jake's got shirtless photos he's willing to pass along.
Yeah, just throw a comment in the comment section. We'll reach out to you. We're very, very fluent with getting back to people.
Yeah, we made it OnlyFans for him. Anyways.
Till next time, folks. Horizontal Pinstripes out.
Take us out, mama.
Let's go, Yankees.